I'm going to apologize because I wasn't in your cohort. I know some of your names, I don't know all of your names. So I might just say yes and point to you if I need you to answer a question or if you have a hand up. Okay, so we are going to be starting a lesson. We're going to be starting actually a whole unit on Anne Frank. And we're not going to be reading the diary of Anne Frank, but we are going to be actually reading the play, which I think you're really going to enjoy. So it's a different version. It's not her diary, but it is the play. What I want to do before we get started is I would like to have, actually first thing, if you have a piece of paper or a notebook, you could take out and just have that ready to go. Turn to a blank page, that'd be great. Everybody good? Okay. So the first thing we always do is we always go through our learning goal for the day. So can I have someone read aloud? This is a long one, I know, today, but can I have someone read nice and clear aloud our learning target for today? Lexi.
Define Holocaust. Identify the mood of the Holocaust and list prior knowledge, questions, and learned information about the Holocaust and Frank in World War II on a KWL chart.
Okay. So how many people, just really quick, we're going to go through some of this language, but how many people are familiar with the KWL chart, have done it before, maybe in grade school? So we're going to be kind of bringing that idea into this 8th grade classroom today. We're going to kind of be bringing what we did in grade school back to today, and we'll be going over that if you are unfamiliar with KWL. First of all, I'd like to really quickly, what does it mean to define? What do we do when we define something? Who can tell me? Antia?
To say what something means.
Okay, to say what something means, to give meaning to something, okay? To use words to describe something. And then identify. What do we do when we identify? Zach?
Know what that word means in the text if you're looking at like know what it means in the context of.
Oh, okay, so if we're asking you to identify a word and what it means in context, any other just general definitions or ideas for identify? Yes?
Like to pick something out.
Yeah, to kind of pinpoint or pick something out, okay, identify. That's what we do when we identify. And then lastly, I want to discuss mood. Does anyone have a good definition of mood? And it can just be the general definition. Colleen?
Feeling?
Yeah, mood is how you're feeling. So when we talk about mood, everyone just really quickly put your hand over your heart, okay? When we're discussing mood, it's a little different from tone because, which we've discussed, mood is your feelings and your emotional reaction to a piece, to something you've read or to anything. So that's mood. But since we're going to be discussing Anne Frank and the Holocaust and some pretty serious issues related with that, I just want you really quickly to find a partner or turn to a partner and just pair share your definition of a Holocaust, just whatever you know. If you don't know, that's fine. Holocaust, and then the Holocaust, what we refer to as the Holocaust, okay? So just really quickly, quick pair share.
Like some sort of, like an atrocity, like a genocide, or just something like that. I don't know, that sounds vague, but.
It's a mass. I think it has to do with killing. Death. It's a mass casualty. It could be genocide. Genocide is more specific to like a racial group. And Holocaust can be more than one racial group.
So is it like cramming into humanity?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody freeze.
Gypsies.
Freeze. Okay, does anyone have any, or would like to share their definitions that they came up with pair sharing partners? Anybody? Or have a pretty good idea if you know one or the other, that's fine. Come on, guys. Yes?
Well, we talked about the Holocaust being basically massive genocide that occurred in World War II, but we couldn't quite figure out Holocaust by itself as a definition. I think Jill said.
We cheated a little.
Hey, that's fine if you need to look something up.
It means the catastrophe. The
Oh.
whole burnt.
Yes, yes. So when we refer to Holocaust, exactly as you said, we're referring to murder on a mass scale, just any murder on a mass scale. But we call the Holocaust, which was the murder of 6 million Jewish people by Nazi Germany, is what we call the Holocaust. Okay? So Holocaust, murder on a mass scale, the Holocaust, murder of 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany. Okay, so 2 important things that we'll know. And then with the KWL chart, I'd like you to go ahead and just on your sheet of paper, first of all, if you didn't get a chance to write down your learning target, make sure you write that down before you do this. Also, if you could make 3 columns and just write this chart up there. So first column, what we know, what we want to know, and what we learned. Everybody good for the most part? Okay, so now let's see if I can bring this down really quickly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be filling out the first part of our chart, which is what we know, okay? What would be a reason that we would want to fill this chart out before we're reading, while we're reading, and after? What is a reason you can think of that we want to tap into what we know about a subject first? Zach?
So we can know what to look for.
Okay, so we can have an idea of what we're looking for in our reading. Great, yeah.
So it'll make more sense.
Right, so that it will make more sense to us, and we can actually start building connections, okay? Because when we look at learning, we always have our prior learning, and we have to build like building blocks, and we connect that learning to new information that we're learning. Okay, so what I'm going to do with my no portion.
Document camera.
Oh, thank you. Okay, can you guys see these? Okay.
Yeah.
They're a little dark, I'm sorry. So I'm going to be using these images, and I'm just going to quickly demonstrate because then I'm going to be dividing you into groups shortly, and you're going to be discussing some prior knowledge using some images to help guide you. And just knowing what we've discussed in class, what would be the advantage of looking at images before we read something? We're going to be reading 2 diary entries today from the Holocaust, different victims. Yes?
Well, it would help you know, like, how to picture it in your mind, because it kind of gives you an idea, and you can build on that.
Okay, great. So it kind of give you some ideas, to help you with the visualization process while you're reading? Yes?
And also, like, while we're doing group conversations, that we're all kind of on the same page.
Okay.
We all kind of have the same ideas.
Same ideas. Okay, that's great. And another one that I was thinking of as well is that when we look at images, it also kind of can draw out some more of our prior knowledge. You know, we don't have the best memories. Sometimes, we forget things. So looking at those images might, oh yeah, wait, I remember this about something I read, or I remember this, prior. So it gives us a little more to go on. So if I was looking at this really quickly, this actually is the annex where Anne Frank lived with her family in the Van Pelts during, I think for about 2 whole years during the Holocaust. What do you notice? Does anything come to mind as you're looking at these that you remember? If you know anything about Anne Frank, you may not, or the Holocaust. Lexi.
I think, wasn't the place they lived called the Secret
It was called the Sacred Annex. Does anyone know where it was? Where the Secret Annex was? By chance?
Wasn't it in her dad's office?
It was the upper level. It was right above her dad's office. So I might look at these pictures, and as I'm looking at this, I'm kind of like, okay, I know that this is Anne Frank's room. And I'm looking at her desk, and she's got, writing here. So I remember, okay, yeah, she had a diary, she wrote. So that's some of my prior knowledge. So I'm starting to think. I know that if I'm looking here, this must have been where they all shared dinner together. And then I'm looking at the space, and I'm actually thinking, as you're doing this, you might also just come up with the question portion, which is, what do I want to know? One thing I might want to know, looking at this, well, this doesn't look like a super small space. Like I've heard instances of people during the Holocaust being in really tight, like closet-type spaces. I mean, it actually looks, not that small to me. It looks okay. But so that's the kind of thing we're looking for. So words, phrases, anything that comes to mind as you're viewing the pictures that I'm going to pin out to you. Does anyone have any questions on that? Let me know. Okay. So I think I'm just going to divide you then into groups of, there would be 5 groups of 3, right? I don't even know if there's 15 people here today, but I'll count you off, and then I'm going to be passing these out to each group, and I'm also going to be passing out some Post-it notes to you, and you'll just write all of your prior knowledge. You'll just keep jotting and discussing as you go along. And specifically, I want you to talk about mood, the mood that these images portray, and then any other prior knowledge that it brings up. Okay? So let's just count off by 5s. We'll go this way, and we'll backward S the room. Okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2,
3.
Okay. So is that only 4 groups now? I don't know. Anyway, 1s will go over here. 2s will go over here. 3s, 4s, and 5s. So I'm not sure how many is in each group. It might only be 2 in each group, but.
4, 4, 5. We can share. No, that's okay.
Share our desk.
Sorry.
I know.
So for experience,
Comes to mind.
are we supposed to,
Right about this.
here?
This needs to be kind of the actual.
You write your mood on the.
I'm guessing this is a good presentation.
Use.
Stop at the start.
We're supposed to write stuff on the Post-its?
Yes, you're supposed to write thoughts on it. You can just use multiple Post-its, individual Post-its, just for thoughts, ideas.
Military trim.
One more minute.
I wonder if this is a like picture before she had to go into.
Before she went to Secret Annex. Yeah.
Or maybe when she was there, but didn't realize way to maybe her talk was like smile.
This is really sad. That's very kind of
Desperation.
Yeah.
Kind of mood but they don't. I mean, they don't. They're some of the expressions on the guides are just like blank face.
Was it kind of like a
Some-
loss of hope?
Yeah. Some of them are like, help me.
Okay, everyone, sorry to interrupt you. We only have about 20 seconds left or so. Sorry, guys. Have your attention really quickly. We only have a few seconds left, so sorry we didn't get that far into this. But just really quickly, among each other,